What I'm doing here is establishing a level mark on all of the support posts, support columns, and I'll measure up from this point up to get the height of the post equal. The front post will be about 10 foot and the rear post will be, by the time I get the beam on the top of it, will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 8'6". So I think that'll give us plenty of clearance and it'll give us plenty of slope on our roof also. Well, hello everyone, Larry back with you again, and what we're going to be doing on this video, this phase of our shed, sawmill shed project, is trying to put up the LVL beam across the front of the sawmill shed. I've been mispronouncing it. I was calling it an LPL beam, but it's an LVL. I just still call it a micro lam. I guess that goes back to the days when I was in the mobile home business, and we used to have these micro lam beams that we'd use from time to time. But anyway, it's an LVL beam, and we're going to be cutting off the post, the support post on the front. We'll be notching them out for the to get ready to receive the beam into it, and then hopefully we'll be able to get those beams up with the help of Little John and Fergus and me. So there you have it. Let's get started. Thank you for joining us here on St. Nick's Farms, putting up this LVL beam. Now that I've established the point at which I want to cut all the front post off, I'm making some marks all the way around the post to assist me in sawing it straight and getting it even. I'll use a skill saw to make my initial cut, and then I'll be using a reciprocating saw to cut the balance off through the middle where the skill saw won't reach. Hopefully this will give us post all the same height, and assuming that the laser did its job and I did my job measuring properly, that'll be the result that we want. These boards that I'm installing, or brackets as I would call them, I'm using this to, once I get one end of the LVL beam in place, these boards should keep the beam from sliding off the notch or from tipping over forward. Should help tremendously as far as being able to raise the beam up in place. I'm utilizing the lift boom on Fergus to support and lift one end of the LVL beam in place. To keep from damaging the beam, I've also incorporated some of my loading straps in the process. Thought it would make it easier for me to rotate the beam also once I get it to a certain point, and you'll see that a little bit later. chose to use two sections or two pieces of LVL beam, 24 feet in length. Each section weighs approximately 200 pounds, and for me that was manageable. It was a little close, but still manageable. Here comes my second attempt, going all the way out to the end and lifting the beam from the end. And I'll have to admit, this was very taxing for me, and just about all that I could do to get this beam up from this position. I'm going to fast forward to putting up beam 2 and kind of show you the different way. Instead of pushing up, I was lifting up on beam number 2. Okay, I've now actually fast forwarded to putting up the second section of the LVL beam, and originally I tried the same thing, lifting, and just realized that I was just not quite strong enough to make that curl. So I decided it would probably be best for me to go on up the ladder. Now this is a very substantial ladder that I have here on the farm, and very sturdy, and I decided just to go on up and reach down and lift. I had put a block on the post, and that's what I just set the section of beam on, to kind of give me an opportunity to rest between lifts. And then I undid the support strap that I was using to lift using Fergus, and after I got all the chain and the strap out of the way, I got ready to make my final lift into position of the beam. And remember, these beams weigh about 200 pounds each. So here we go. I decided to go on up the ladder just a little bit further, make sure that I can get a pretty good little bit of leverage, make my lift, and yes, second section of beam is in place. That's a really good feeling. And now you notice this beam is sticking out a little bit further than the other one, and I will knock it back into position. The beams were about 24 feet 3 inches. I guess the manufacturer that I got these from allowed that for maybe error, so I knocked them both even to this support post here, and then I cut about 3 inches off of the opposite end down the other way. What I'm doing here is raising the block back up to make sure that it helps to, or holds the beam into place to keep it from accidentally jumping off the edge of the support post. What I plan on doing tomorrow is getting a couple of 1/2 inch carriage bolts and putting 2 per support post. That should add some pretty significant structural integrity to this LPL beam that we've put across here. Now I've got to get it wrapped up in some plastic because this does not need to stay in the weather if it should rain tonight. So let's see about getting some plastic and getting it wrapped up. I might add that Hurricane Ida is headed in our direction with, according to the forecasters, a tremendous amount of rainfall coming up on late Monday into Tuesday. So it'll be especially important for me to get the LVL beam wrapped in plastic. I'm told that these should not stay out in the rain during the building process. Okay, well there you have it, folks. A pretty good day of work today putting up this LVL beam. I am sure glad that is done, but I've still got some work to do on it. We'll be putting some bolts in it, bolting it together. We'll add some just some structure to some substantial structure to it, and we'll be adding those. Going to be cutting off the back support post and getting ready for the beam that'll go on top of that. I have a piece of the utility pole that I'm going to mill. These back posts are 6x6 treated timbers, which are nominal 5.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is to mill a section of the utility pole out 5 3/4 by 8, and that should give me a pretty substantial support across the back, especially since I have the one beam or the one support post in the middle. But thank you for watching this video today. Just another step in getting the sawmill shed completed. And what I was thinking about, I will just be doing segments of these videos as we go along on the sawmill shed. Working by myself, I can't do a lot of things, or I can't get a lot accomplished in just a day's time, so I'll be doing it in segments, and I hope you enjoy it that way. But again, thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Don't forget, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, and as always, share it with a friend. With YouTube and me trying to get this channel established, it is very important that you give us a thumbs up, or that you like the videos if you do like them, and very important that you subscribe if you want to follow what we're doing here at St. Nick's Farms, and I hope that you do. It really helps us to get recognized on YouTube. So thank you again. Thank you so much, those of you who have already subscribed. So until next time, folks, this is Larry. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great one. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.